Isn't there a long-term issue here in terms of how Fed independence underpins the value of the dollar and the value of the whole bond market, in that if you get it wrong, you're going to correct yourself either way? Whereas if you are subservient to an administration, and this is not theoretical because we went through these bouts in the 70s where the Fed got it wrong and didn't correct itself until somebody else was appointed and came in. So isn't that really the issue, is the long-term credibility of the Fed, not the way it operates within a cycle?
Yeah, probably. I mean, for the most part, and I think that's a different way of explaining why we tend to look at long-run inflation expectations. And the fact that when short-run inflation was almost double digits a few years ago, but the long-run expectations that the Fed would get inflation back down to the 2% target were critically important. Fed independence is critically important for that. As you know, Paul Volcker was a dear friend of mine, and his widow, when he died, gave me that original 2x4 that they mailed to him that says, please lower these insane interest rates. And I keep that on the shelf right next to my desk to remind me, A, when we go to the FOMC meeting, it affects the real economy, but B, sometimes the Fed has to do the hard job. And that's, if you look around the world, the reason why in countries where there is not Fed independence or central bank independence, the inflation rate is higher, is because when there is interference over the long run, it's going to mean higher inflation. It's going to mean worse growth and higher unemployment, because there's just going to be a little less willingness to step up and do the hard things when the moment is tough.